Stranger Things 3 came out on July 4th, and I was waiting quite a while for it to release. And like all of the other seasons, I binge watched it. And although it had its charming moments, and I definitely liked it as a whole, Stranger Things is going in a direction that is starting to feel a little detached, at least to me. Now, there are a few different reasons why I feel like this, and I'm gonna narrow it down to 5. The first one is the fear of the unknown. And in regard to Stranger Things 3, I mean the lack of thereof. So in Stranger Things 1, which is, in my personal opinion, the perfect season, we didn't know exactly what was going on. So everything was very creepy, it was very eerie, scary, and we were really interested in learning about who Eleven was, what the Upside Down was, what was going on with Hawkins, and that's what kept us on the edge of our seats and interested to learn because we just didn't know what was going on. And it was this element of eeriness which gave us genuine curiosity that really pushed the season along. So now going on to season 2, I feel like season 2 was very much attached to season 1. Everything that was happening to Will was still pretty much happening, just now in the real world and not the Upside Down. We still had our main cast of children, we added Max, but they were still a unit, and they all worked together. Now let's fast forward to season 3. We know everything by now. We know as much as we need to know, at least, about the Upside Down, if you really think about it. When Eleven was being experimented on and she was learning how to use her powers to spy on people and all that stuff, that was like a special thing. Remember, they had to get the children's pool so that she could submerge herself. Like, it was this huge thing, and now she could basically just turn on a shower and spy on Mike. Like, it's almost like it's a joke now, or like a children's play thing. So the second thing I want to mention, and I don't know if anyone else had a problem with this, but I wasn't really into the entire evil Russian storyline. Dustin was separated from the party, and he's like a really big part of the show, at least to me, and I feel like he was kind of like put on a back burner in a way. Don't get me wrong, I love his relationship with Steve, but Steve kind of had his own storyline in this with Robin, and I felt like Dustin was kind of just there. So the third thing that I think that I was missing, that I wanted to see, was a Joyce scene. Yes, we saw Joyce get intense on the phone with the guy from the government. We saw Joyce kind of have the magnet scene with the teacher where she was figuring things out. But what we didn't get was Joyce, painting on her wallpaper an alphabet so she can communicate with Will in the Upside Down. We didn't get her collecting all of the pictures on the wall so that she can create a map of Hawkins that are actually the underground tunnels that Will was making. We just didn't get a scene like that. I liked those scenes of Joyce figuring it out. Instead, we got the Joyce magnet scene where, she's kind of like putting the magnets like on the refrigerator, and then she goes sees the teacher and learns about EMPs, and that's kind of really it. Moving on, I think the fourth thing would be Nancy and Jonathan. They spent most of the season working at their new job at the paper. It's just not the Nancy and Jonathan that I remember. The ones who were, arming themselves up, going into trees in the Upside Down and really exploring. I just feel like these characters are just not as risky. And I really didn't understand why Jonathan wouldn't believe Nancy about the rats thing. You've seen so much. You know what happened to your brother. Why would you not believe that something strange is going on in Hawkins? It reminded me of Harry Potter when Fudge would just not admit to himself that Voldemort was back. It's like, dude, you know what goes on here. And the last thing, the fifth thing, or the fifth storyline, or the fifth element, no pun intended, thing that I just was not feeling was the entire Arnold Schwarzenegger evil Russian character. I felt like he was just there, like we need to slow down Hopper and Joyce somehow, so throw this guy in. Yes, I get the 80s references, I get that we want to reference the 80s, I get that it's kind of like an Easter eggy type fun thing to see within the season, but every time he showed up, I was like, come on, man, this guy, there's just nothing to him, there's just nothing to this character. And the fact that he ended up being the reason for Hopper's demise, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Which, on that note, I don't think Hopper's actually dead. I think he's in that prison cell in Russia, but who knows? But those are the reasons why I feel a little disconnected to Stranger Things 3. I do really want to make it clear that I didn't hate this season. I didn't hate it in any way. I actually really liked it. I'm just comparing it to the way that I felt about it when it first came out, because For anyone who knows me personally, I was the one saying, people, there's this show called Stranger Things. It just came out. You really need to check it out. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to follow me on social media. Go ahead and do that. And until next time, everybody be good, and may the power protect you.